Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I got the sun in my face. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the 2014 Alfa Romeo 4C. This one's a fun one because starting out here in the front, it's just a very cool looking car. You got your traditional Alfa Romeo like triangle. It probably has a name, and I'm sorry, again, I'm no expert when it comes to cars, but I'm by far a huge fan of cars, a car enthusiast. Anyways, check this out: carbon fiber inside the headlight, and if you could see in there, it actually says, hard to see, but it actually says 4C inside of there, right there. Hope you got to see that. But yeah, going along the side, these beautiful rims, and with the red caliper brakes, you got your engine in the middle, and you could see it right here through the window. I think that is a beautiful touch. The back, you have the dual exhaust. You got the exhaust right there. They're actually very similar to my Abarth exhaust pipes as far as looks. One thing I really like is that the first time I saw this car out in the street, I thought these were a lot like Ferrari taillights, and I got confused the first time, so I didn't even know this car existed. But yeah, just a beautiful car all around. You got the carbon fiber down over here as well, which you don't have on this side. One thing, because it is a mid-engine car, you might be thinking, okay, mid-engine, that means there's probably a trunk and a frunk. And the funny thing is that this hood here just looks like a hood, but it's not a hood. There's some things going on in here that we do not have access to. There is no trunk in there, and there's no frunk in there. There's no engine in there. There's just nothing for you to access in there. Really, the thing that the owner was telling me is that it's, other than the look, to make it look like a normal car where it has a hood in the front, it also is, in case some incident were to happen, you may only need to replace the bumper and not the entire thing, because it would have been like one entire solid thing. In this case, this is separate, but it's non-functioning. It's crazy, right? The other thing is that the only way you could access the trunk is through a latch right in here. That's making a lot of noise, by the way. You got that going on right there, and then you have access to the trunk. That's the only way. You can't do it through your key fob or anything like that. And then you have to hook this up right there. So that hooks up to right there. And if you give me a second, and there you are, it's propped up. Here's your engine. This is a 1.7 liter turbocharged, and you could see, yeah, the carbon fiber. If you could see that, this is the thing about this car. It's a carbon fiber tub, just like a McLaren and some other supercars. That's right, this thing is super lightweight. That whole thing is a carbon tub, and you can actually see it. By the way, this is the trunk. And you could probably just get, I don't know why you have this latch here. Maybe a baby can fit in here, but my backpack barely fits in there. That's that over there. By the way, look at these vents. These vents are very helpful when you're looking out the rear view mirror, by the way, in this glass here too. But yeah, that carbon fiber tub continues into the interior of the car, and it's all, this is all real. This is all part of the car, all up in here. It's just beautiful. But we'll talk more about this right here after I close this. But yeah, get a better look at that engine, and you could see that through that window right there. There's your rear view mirror. You see through that little window, you see part of the engine. You can see through this, and you could see through these vents when you're looking out the back. It's just such a cool look when you're sitting in the car looking all around while you're driving. So yeah, we'll get that closed up. That should be good. Again, you could see it right through there. These vents are open. Now get into here. This, you would think this is something, but this is just an airbag. There's no kind of storage whatsoever on here. Again, your carbon fiber. Now this is thick. That's a thick boy right there. So getting into this, you gotta get your right foot in, and then you sit down, then you got to get your left foot over all of this. Cause see, there's this much here and over into this carbon fiber tub. And you can finally reach over, close this up. You're welcomed by this Alfa Romeo all digital screen, super cool looking. Oh, now that I'm pretty tired, and I wanted to give you guys a cold start, or not a cold start because I already started it, but a warm start. So now I have to climb back out. And this is tricky. You get your foot out, and then you're kind of just like, you kind of have to position yourself. Imagine my head is facing this way, and you kind of climb out of there. I'm gonna start it up for you guys, and so we can hear this exhaust. It's a warm start, not a cold start, but we'll get it started. Now I gotta admit, that startup, wasn't the craziest startup I've heard from a car. I do think my bar, now maybe the cold start would be better, but I do think my bar sounds a bit better. Excuse me as I climb back in. And right in here, like I said, this is all a digital screen, so you can see that the revs going up there. And as you change modes, you can see the screen changing as well. I'll go more into that in a bit. We'll leave it right there. But yeah, your steering wheel, you got your nice flat bottom. You guys know, if you follow me on the channel, I love these flat bottom steering wheels. They're absolutely awesome. And your nice red stitching all around. You got your carbon fiber right along here, you can see. Simply beautiful, just a beautiful look. This car is a 2015, but I thought it was much newer, with the exception of this stereo. Now I do admit, I've seen this in pictures and it does look better in person than it does in photographs in other videos, and maybe this video, but in person it looks okay. It looks okay, but it's nothing. The owner told me the stereo doesn't even sound good. Now this one, because it's a 2015, you don't have a backup camera, but what you do have is these sensors, and I'll show you that. I'm probably jumping ahead, but check this out. This is all you have down here. You don't have a shifter, and these only come in automatic, but what you have is a reverse button. Right now it's in neutral, so I'm going to take down the e-brake, and I'm holding down the brake. I'm going to press reverse, and then you can see these sensors going off, and as you start to back up, that's another thing I have to talk about. It's a dual clutch car, so you have to press the gas in order to reverse. You can't just let go of the brake. It won't move at all. Yeah, it's crazy. So now if I wanted to go back into park, there is no park. I have to press neutral, get that e-brake back up, make sure it's secure, and there we are. And now since we're down here anyways, and there's not much of an infotainment up here, well, I will tell you is that you have your automatic, which shifts on its own, obviously, and then your manual, where you could use your paddle shifters. Now, I actually haven't had a chance to try these paddle shifters, and the reason why is because this car does so well in automatic. It shifts and acts just like a stick shift more than any other automatic car that I've tested out. And I've even tested out things like the PDK and the Porsche multiple times, including in the newer 911, not the newest, but one of the newer 911s. And this one really truly does feel like a stick shift. Now, I'm not saying it feels like the best automatic transmission, but it truly does feel like a stick shift in the sense that you let go. And by the way, these pedals are pretty nice, very metallic, metal looking. When you let go of that gas or that brake, this car does not move. So it doesn't act like a traditional automatic car. It wants gas, or else it's not moving at all unless you are on a hill or something like that. Okay, so that's the transmission. Over here you have these different modes. You got three. you have, and this thing, it's funny, it spells out DNA. My channel is Germs DNA. So right now it's on N, but I'll go up to dynamic control. That's like your sport mode. If I hold it down, natural, this is like your touring, or just, you know, your normal mode, if you will. They should have just named it normal. And then your A is all weather. That's your DNA. That's what it stands for, and that's basically like your climates that are a little bit rougher. Your wet, that's what you'll be using. I'll put it back in natural for now. Over here you have a few toggle switches. These are don't have any function. Maybe there's some options with this car that this one doesn't have, but you have your air conditioner, you have your lock, unlock, and you have your defroster. You have your climate controls down here. As you can see, very normal looking. Now, going back to the storage situation with this car, not only do you not have a frunk, I don't know what's going on over there, but you have no glove box at all, no kind of storage over here. Remember, that's an airbag, that's not a storage at all. You have a couple of cup holders here, but this is it. They get this little belt buckle thingy that I can't open. You could stick a couple pieces of paper in there, and I'm cramping up just doing this, and that's it. You can see more of the carbon fiber tub exposed there. See more of the back window. That's pretty much it. There's not much to it but to do it. That is it for the Alfa Romeo 4C. Pretty much that's the tour, you know, like there's not much to go into this car. You gotta drive this car to really appreciate it. The looks of it are beautiful. I mean, when you're looking out that, when you're looking out this, and you see your engine, and you could see right out of that grill right there. It's just a beautiful car. Really is nice. Well, that's a quick tour of the Alfa Romeo 4C. I hope you guys enjoyed the looks and the sounds of the car. Share with anyone that might like this type of content. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.